Sunday service at the Center for Valley. I'm Pamela Bailey. I'm the lead practitioner here, and our senior minister is not feeling her wellness, so she's not going to be with us in the service. So we are still here for you, and we have our service all prepared. So first, I would like to again identify us as the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley, and to welcome all of you in Zoom land, or excuse me, in Facebook Live land, virtually, and we're glad to have you here with us. And now, do we have our logo? Okay. So our vision statement, which is on the, there we are. Okay, so our vision as the Centers for Spiritual Living is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And our particular center here, our mission statement is we do this by teaching and demonstrating spiritual principles for living an abundant and fulfilling life in a welcoming and compassionate community. So thank you. And this is Candles of Faith Live, but here we're going to have Reverend Lynn come up and tell you about the Candles of Faith. Da-da-da-da.
Thank you, honey. Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. I have to do the wipe down now. Time for the wipe down. All right, thank you. The Candles of Faith. Yes, we are praying spiritual center, and we believe that all religions that step forward in love and cause no harm are connected in a very special way. There's that fine thread that runs through all religions, and that fine thread is love. We are love, we come from love, and we honor our oneness within us all. And now, of course, this is a great honor for me every time I have an opportunity to read the quote by Reverend Betty Ann Brennan, whom, I would say we miss her so very much, except that she's so very present here in this sanctuary and in our lives. I still have her beautiful bejeweled calendars that she gave us every Christmas, and I still have them hanging up, even though it's 2020. 2020 looks much better when it's covered with jewels, trust me. And so if you would like to say this along with me, and I invite you to do so, I think it would be a wonderful thing for you to do. Say this along with me, please. Thank you. Together. Spirit may be revealed in ways I do not fully understand. Regardless of appearances, I recognize the strength of a holy presence in every situation and every event. How absolutely perfect. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Pamela Bailey once again. Pamela, I'm so glad you're here this morning with us. And here's your wipe. Wipe down. Thank you, Lynn.
All right, so if you would please, those of you who are here, prepare for a prayer, and whatever it is that has you in a receptive, open place, please find yourself that way. And we have this very sweet little dog here who's part of the service. So as we go into that quiet, sacred space, just taking a deep breath in and out, and in and out, and in and out. And just as we're here today, the theme is about wonder. And when we wonder, when we put ourselves and remember in that state of wonder, everything opens up. And so I want to first say, let us put ourselves in that place of wonder. And as we are in that place of wonder, wondering and knowing that in fact God is all there is, and right here, right now, all that God is, all the power, all the intelligence, all the wisdom, all the healing, all the creativity, all of it is exactly right where I am and where you are this very moment. And so in this moment, as I recognize that omniscience of God, of spirit, of good, I know that right where I am, I'm immersed in it. I live, move, and have my being in that good, that power, that presence. So just knowing that I, as that divine creation, have the power to choose. I have the power to create. I have the power to say, it is done, and move on to the next whatever is happening in life, the next creation, the next opportunity, the next experience. And in this moment of wonder, gratitude is so fully present. All of the amazing things that we have and all of the beautiful and sacred things that are present, I am so grateful, and grateful for the love and participation of those here who are stepping up this morning in the absence of our dear Pam, and grateful for the medicine that's going to be making her better. As religious scientists, we believe in the healing power of prayer and modern medicine, so knowing that the best of all of it is available right here and right now. And so looking into this service and this day, I just know that we are going to be right where we are right now. We're moving into that point of presence, that point of power, that awareness of the wonder and the beauty and the graciousness of life itself. And so as this service proceeds, we are just here to share with everyone here and virtually that joy, that wonder, that awe that is really present when we look for it. So just knowing that today is that beautiful day the Lord has made. Here we are, and here we are having this wonderful service. And in all of that, I am grateful for it, and I release this treatment saying, and so it is. All right. And now the wonderful announcer Buzz is coming up with the announcements. The announcer with the announcements.
Thank you, Pamela Bailey. Let me wipe the mic. And so here we all are virtually on the second Sunday of this year. Our lesson today will provide us with cheer. It's hosted by my darling wife, Lynn. Wonder, Wonder Everywhere is the lesson that we'll be in. I'm excited to hear what she has to say, but for now, here's the announcements for today. At 7 p.m. Thursdays on Facebook Live, our midweek spiritual uplift will boost your divine drive. I'll be your host for this week's uplifting session. Finding Wonder is the title and the theme for my lesson. At 4:30 p.m. on the fourth Sunday of this month, Lisa Coffey will be hosting a class you will want. The wisdom of Vedanta enlightens our lives, thereby ensuring that our divine purpose thrives. It takes place January 23rd, live on Zoom. Her guest and the theme will certainly be announced soon. You can tune in to Lisa after our Sunday lesson. Constant Contact has the Zoom link for this uplifting session. Please keep in mind that our center is here for you. Please let us know what we can do. The spiritual treatment that we provide will reveal your perfection and allow you to thrive. You can always leave a request by phone, or you can send us an email from wherever you roam. We hope to soon again be able to meet here live at our center that is dedicated to help us all thrive. Your loving donations keep our center going, so we can be here to keep your wellness flowing. Later we will list the online ways to give, so you can please donate from wherever you live. And two other places where you can lend a hand. Please do give them whatever you can. Ventura County Rescue Mission provides the homeless with much good, and the Ventura County Food Share feeds the needy in our hood. A reminder that our center is part of Ralph's Community Contribution Program. A portion of whatever you spend at the store gives our center a small donation or more. So please do sign up or simply renew, and Ralph's will contribute to us at no cost to you. Our center's code number is JE859. You can sign up at the store or you can do it online. Another way to help our center for a while is to shop online using Amazon Smile. When you complete your purchase for the items you got, it donates to our center right on the spot. And finally, back east they're getting lots of snow. It allows our pet pals to put on a show. That ends the announcements that I have for you today. Next up is a YouTube video that will play. I'm sure it will provide a spiritual connection for you. It's by Daniel Nahmod, entitled Everything New. Thank you.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Everything new. Everything different. Bring it on. Bring it on. Everything new. Everything different. Everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, gonna be everything new.
Thank you. Today, Daniel Nabod. Let me get my microphone here and wait it down again. I am still Buzz Noe, and I'm that practitioner of the day for today. I'd like to start with, even though we're not here live, to say hello. I'd like to introduce the names of our ministers: Reverend Dr. Sue Rubin, Reverend Pamela Gagan, who's not here, Reverend Kelly Brzezinski, and Reverend Lynn Chaplin-Noe are all the ministers for this center. And I'm supposed to have the microphone on my. There you go. I guess you can hear me better now. And our practitioners, who again aren't here to stand up and say hello, but I'd like to introduce their names. Our lead practitioner, who you already saw up here, was Pamela Bailey. Marcia Beebe, who's back running our everything in the back, all the technicians. Myself, Buzz Noe, Donna Butler, Pauline Pancake, and Shirley Berman are our practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley. And the theme, as I mentioned in the announcements, we're going to soon be hearing from my beloved, lovely wife, Lynn, as she provides our Sunday lesson. The title for her talk is Wonder, Wonder Everywhere, which happens to be the same as the title for the CSL theme for this week. And wonder is one of those words in the English language that is both a noun and a verb. So when I first saw the title, Wonder, Wonder Everywhere, I thought, what? We're always supposed to be wondering about what's happening in our life? But then CSL references wonder as a verb because they recognize that we as humans are often wondering about what's going on in the world and in our lives. But upon reviewing that CSL theme, I realized that it is also referencing wonder as a noun, which gives an entirely different take on the title. When we see life as a wonder everywhere, it's going to put us into a joyous mindset. So the message they're giving is that when we always come to the conclusion that life is itself a wonder for us to embrace and experience the joy of it, the more we see things that we encounter in life as a wonder, the more we can find reasons to celebrate life and rejoice in the wonder that life is. One quote that took me there right away was one that I learned early on as I got into this teaching by Dr. Ernest Holmes, who says, God gives us some more than others because some accept more than others. And that, what I got from that is if we spend more time acknowledging the wonder that life is, rather than wondering if life is in fact where it should be, we're going to be much better off in our lives. Another quote reflecting this same idea was this: we carry within us the wonders we seek around us. That's by Sir Thomas Browne, and it's a reminder that it is always up to each of us to accept and acknowledge that life itself is a wonder. And another quote by Nate Berkus gave the same message: you will enrich your life immeasurably if you approach it with a sense of wonder and discovery and always challenge yourself to try new things. So there again, that sums up that. And this quote by Norman C. Hable sums it all up. In short, wonder is everywhere if we have but the consciousness to discern it. So there you have it. It's kind of the lesson that we're giving to. I've many times referenced up here that my love and admiration for Yosemite National Park, which I always see as a wonder of nature on this planet. But it also ties in with today's lesson, because if you were a human back years ago experiencing nature as it created Yosemite on the planet, you would probably have to wonder about what was going on in nature and in the world. So this is a great life. The things that we wonder about, we can now discern will soon be a wonder in our lives. And that's going to take us to a much better place. It's a great, when you wonder about things that are happening, just come to that conclusion that the result will be a wonder in your life. And you're going to be much better off, much better prepared to be moving forward into life as it encounters all of us in a day-to-day and a moment-to-moment basis. So that's kind of what we're going to learn more about when my wife Lynn is up here talking to us soon. I'm going to close with a treatment. So let us all now close our eyes, go within, and recognize within yourself the wonder of life, and Follow along with me as I say these words in the first person. Please make them your own. I know that right here, right now, in this singular moment in the continuing evolution of time and space, in life and in the universe, there is a wonder of life to always find, to always see, and always to enjoy. And I know that as I go forward in life with that resolution that life is a wonder and every aspect of it is a wonderful thing to happen in my life, these things will be more readily revealed to me, more readily established in my life. And so I thank God for the realization that it is up to me to recognize and see the wonder of life at all times, rather than wondering about life as it is unfolding and becoming part of me. And I know that our lesson today by Reverend Lynn is going to enhance this same idea, that it's up to us to see the wonder of life. But we can all thank God for the awareness of the wonder that life is. And rather than wonder about what's happening, know that it is a wonder in our lives as it occurs and as it happens. And I know that these will be more readily revealed as I continue to go through in my life, motivated primarily by love, adding to that kindness, compassion, sharing, caring, and giving as I can, when I can, and where I can. And I know that as I continue to motivate myself with these same ideas, these same concepts, these same heartfelt gratitudes towards God, my life will continue to unfold perfectly, as Reverend Betty Ann has quoted several times, and I will be able to more readily see the wonder that is life as it unfolds for me. And with this awareness in my mind, I now release these words to the infinite oneness and the infinite wonder that God is, knowing that the infinite power that God represents can easily take care of the small details while I continue to enjoy life and know that it is the wonder that it is supposed to be for me right here and now. And with these words in mind, we can release this by saying together, and so it is. And so it is that I'm ready to introduce our wonderful musical inspiration for today, Ryan Kimmery. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to be with you guys, even if it's remote. Can I get a boost on number 5, Marcia? Thank you. Breathe in the air. Don't be afraid to care. Leave, but don't leave me. Look around, choose your own ground. The long you live and high you fly, smiles you'll give and tears you'll cry, and all you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. Run, rabbit, run. Dig that hole, forget the sun. And when at last the work is done, don't sit down, it's time to dig another one. For long you live and high you fly, but only if you mind the tide. Balanced on the biggest wave, you race towards an early grave. Home, home again. I like to be here when I can, and when I come tired. It's good to warm my bones beside the fire. Far away across the field, the tolling of the iron bell calls the faithful to their knees to hear the softly spoken magic spell. Thank you, everyone.
Oh boy. Okay, here's the question for you before we get started. Do you, all the time, walk around with your mouth open, amazed at the wondrous things that are in front of you, that are behind you, that are around you, that ideas that come from within you? Do you do that? No, you need to do that. I'm telling you, you need to do that. And that's the theme, as Buzz said, wonder. I'm going to start right now with Pink Floyd. Why not? Thank you very much for that. So here's the thing about Pink Floyd. When they did Dark Side of the Moon, they needed some sounds. They needed some ambiance. They needed something that had never been heard before. So they went and created stuff. And they put a bunch, they did a lot of technical things that didn't exist. They created things that hadn't existed before that. And everybody said, whoa, have you heard Dark Side of the Moon? It's wonderful. They do this crazy stuff. But now it's 2022, and guess what? How we can do that crazy stuff? A button. So 40 years ago, was it 40 years ago? 50 or 60. Oy vey. Okay, it was 50 years ago, and I was 2. And if you believe that, I've got some Swampland and Colton you might be interested in. But listen, that was 50 years ago or more. Let's just say or more. And now you push a button and you get the same thing that these men, out of their ingenuity and necessity, they created these wonderful sounds. So remind me later on to mention a great idea in the mind of God. Can we just remind me? From out there, just go, hey, Lynn, you were going to talk about a great idea in the mind of God. I have a lot of notes here. All right, so the Centers for Spiritual Living, they ask you to walk around with your mouth open, gaping open, and wonder at the wonders. And the title of this talk today is Wonder, Wonder Everywhere. And as soon as I heard that, I went, wonder, wonder everywhere, and nary a drop to drink. And I went, no, that doesn't. But that's true. There is wonder everywhere, and without making a choice to be open and receptive to the wonder around you everywhere, and from within you, as I said a minute ago, then it is a choice. And there's not a bit of wonder to partake, to drink in, to experience, unless you're willing to be in the wonder of the wonder. So let's keep that in mind. Spiritual Living, the Centers for Spiritual Living, says that there's a great affirmation, and you can repeat this after me, and I'll give you some time. I see awe-inspiring beauty everywhere I look. Yeah, let's say that. I see awe-inspiring beauty everywhere I look. And you know what else is awe-inspiring? Some things that aren't beautiful. It's all what? Wonderful. And what else? It's all God. It's all God. Spirit, divine intelligence, infinite intelligence, love, life. It's all God. So if you see something that is not beautiful, that inspires you to create beauty out of it, or to make a change, or to make a social change, or a spiritual change, or to make people aware of something, then what does that thing that wasn't so beautiful before become? A thing of beauty. and a great idea in the mind of God as me and you. Remember, we're all one. So spiritual living, and this is a summary of this whole month of wonder. Spiritual living doesn't just happen on the meditation cushion or on Sunday mornings. Spiritual living is a way of life that happens every moment of every day. It is applying spiritual tools and principles to every area of our lives on a regular and constant basis, a daily basis. So what is your spiritual practice, your daily spiritual practice? Is it about being open to wonder? You know, I'm going to start doing my morning pages again. How many of you, raise your hands out there? Thank you. I see you raising your hands. And everyone here, your morning pages. Morning pages, wake that up in you. You'd write 3 pages of morning pages, and there'll be a word that'll jump out at you, and it can be anything. And you'll go, whoa, that was way down deep in there somewhere in the pilgrim recesses of my consciousness, and I pulled that word out, and I'm going to use that word today, and that's going to be my word for the day. So when we do on a daily basis our spiritual practice, life flows easier, everything comes easier to us. There are seeming miracles every day that occur. There is wonder in every day, just waiting for us to live it. Here's a quote here from Angela Morgan from Today. It's a poem, a great poem. Oh, to be alive in such an age when miracles are everywhere and every inch of common air throbs a tremendous prophecy of greater marvels yet to be. Isn't that wonderful? So let's get out there and start wondering. I love what Buzz said. So wondering, I wonder, and it can also be a spiritual activity. I wonder because I am wonder. God as me is wonderful, full of potential. I'm being the fulfillment of my divine potential, full of potential. I am full of life's potential. So now we're going to go to that great idea in the mind of God. I talked about some things that aren't so pretty that are revealed, and we look at them in wonder, as in, how could that happen? How can that exist? Well, if it's all God, then it's there for us to awaken to the need to be an advocate, to be an activist, to do something. Dr. Sue Rubin says, now is the time. Now is the time to move your feet and your spiritual feet and make a difference. So a great idea in the mind of God is this microphone, is this podium, is that beautiful woman back there in the booth, Marcia. She's giving me hearts. Thank you, Marcia. I needed a heart right now. It's that beautiful Believe thing. It's Ryan singing Pink Floyd on a Sunday morning. It's Buzz and his poem. It's the frame on those pictures back there. It's the screen, whatever the screen is made out of. It was a great idea in the mind of God, made whole, made perfect, made visible by us, by me, by some great visionary, some tremendous visionary, like the person that connects the dots in life. We're going to connect dots in a minute, and that's going to be fun. Orienting to wonder. So it's not so easy for us to just get up in the morning and go, I'm going to see wonder and stuff. Because we don't do that. We get up in the morning and we go, where's my coffee? Ask Buzz. The first thing I go is, coffee, must have coffee. And then the second thing is, must have second cup coffee, and usually a third. How often do we fail to notice the divine in absolutely everything? The great idea in the mind of God. Everyday objects. And so this is what I want you to do. Let's do something fun. think of, and I know sometime this morning between awakening, even if you saw the back of your eyelids, that was something you saw. Choose something. Choose something that you saw today that arose within you a sense of wonder or even curiosity. Curiosity's good. It's like what Dr. Holmes says about hope. It's not terrific, but it'll do. It'll do. So curiosity is good. So close your eyes now. If you fall asleep, don't do that. Close your eyes now and find in your inner eye this object, this thing that awoke some sort of wonder or curiosity within you this morning. And really look at this with eyes of wonder, this thing that you've chosen, with eyes of amazement, new eyes. And notice all aspects of this thing that you've chosen. What uses does it have? If it's an animate or inanimate object, how is it shaped? What color is it? What is the inspiration behind this thing? Is the inspiration, might it have been necessity or a vision? A need for beauty? Allow yourself to really appreciate the totality, its parts, its function, its origins. It's amazing, isn't it? Notice how you use it. What muscles and movements does your body have to use when using this object or this thing that awoke curiosity within you? Isn't it interesting? You can open your eyes now. When I read this, and I read these notes over and over and over last night, when I read this, those are all improv exercises. So if you're taking improvisation and you do a movement, one of the exercises in improv is to imagine what it is like to do a simple function, a daily function, like picking up your toothbrush, and you just work every muscle that it takes to pick up that toothbrush and bring it up here. So that's improv. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So take your improv classes, is what I'm saying. So we envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and intelligence. And I told you we were going to connect some dots. Okay, here we go. I played this game last night, sitting up in bed. A great idea in the mind of God. Wonder. Dot. Connect that with gratitude. Connect that with more curiosity. Connect that with knowledge. How might something work? Connect that with unity. How this brings people together. Connect that with oneness. Out of that sense of unity, now there's oneness. Connect that with co-creativity. Now we have unity, oneness, co-creativity. Connect that with art. Connect that with music. Connect that with dance. Connect that with literature. Connect that with theater. All that exists because somebody, all of this exists because somebody wondered, what would happen if I connected these dots? A great quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The mind once stretched by a new idea never returns to its original dimensions. I'll say that again. The mind once stretched by a new idea never returns to its original dimension. Can you imagine that? It's the rubber band. What happens when, who's got the drawer in their kitchen with a bunch of rubber bands that have stretched out of their viability? I know. I have such rubber bands because once you've stretched it to its limit, it's expanded itself and its idea of itself beyond its limit, it's never going to go back to being a scrawny little, you know. It's now a beautiful, expansive, what are those things? It's like a belt. Now you can use it for another purpose. Anyway, never mind. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. It all began with a divine idea, a great idea in the mind of God. So choose something today when you go out on your rounds, and choose something, and then share your experience with those whom you love, or write it down. And choose something today and do that exercise. And imagine where this wonderful thing came from. I found a picture this week that my son Jason had given me by Mucha, the wonderful Art Nouveau artist. So gorgeous, and I put it in my window, and I looked at that thing, and it just inspired me no end to do some decorating, which I haven't really been doing very much. Not even for Christmas did I do much decorating. I was too busy being in the wonder of Christmas with children as Mrs. Claus. Oh, talk about that wonder. How difficult must it be to be a child today? When a child only wants to be in wonder, and all they have in front of them is the need to be excellent in something, excellent in technology. I'll tell you a little story, and then I think I'm probably going to have to go because I've been up here yapping quite some time. Many, oh, I hate to tell you how many years ago, my grandson, Gabriel, is a brilliant young man. He was 4, he was not even quite 4. And I was just learning word processor, you know, a little computer and a little word processor and the dinky little thing. And it's very difficult, quite a learning curve for me. And so Gabriel had come down from San Francisco to visit with us. And I was in the kitchen cooking, as usual, and Gabriel was nowhere to be seen, and Buzz wasn't in the house. So I went through the house looking for Gabriel, and there he was in the office, sitting on his knees on Buzz's chair in Buzz's computer. And I said, "Oh, Gabriel, no. You can't be in Peepaw's computer. You can't do that. Don't do that." And Gabriel turned around at me, and he looked at me, and he went, "Mima, I'm computer literate." So this is the youth today. He's now an epidemiologist, you know, and talk about the deep dive. That's someone who, you know, I wrote in my notes some here about a deep dive, and now I can't find it. I wrote so many notes. Where's the deep dive? Can't find it. Not there. Not supposed to get it. Never mind. Anyway, the deep dive is finding within yourself where that great idea of in the mind of God is. Because there's one life, and that one life is the life of God. And that one mind is the mind of God, and we express this so perfectly. And so diving deep in wonder, you will be amazed at what you can find. Do you imagine Walt Disney had a sense of wonder? Yeah. Do you imagine Pink Floyd had a sense of wonder? A wonder at what they could do with music and how they could change minds with music and feelings. That solo that comes soon after that is righteous, you know. Imagine the wonders that you can find when you dive deep. And Joseph Campbell said something wonderful. I think that what we're seeking is an experience of being alive, so that our life experiences on purely physical plane will have resonance within our own innermost being and reality. so that we actually feel the rapture of being alive. And last week, as a practitioner of the day, I said, I wonder what the meaning of life is. And I think what we do in our brilliance and in our wonder is put life, we breathe life into the things that have meaning for us. That's what we do. My teacher used to say, my purpose in life is to reveal God. Well, yeah. And what that means is, of course, is my highest level of expression. My highest level of expressing God as me. And so if I am in a state of wonder, and Buzz addressed this, if I'm in a state of wonder and I'm stretching that rubber band as far as I possibly can to embrace and embody this new great idea, then my consciousness is expanding. And that's why the universe is expanding. The Creator is expanding by means of us. I don't want to put too much pressure on you. But that's true. That is true. And now I want to just say one thing that our beloved minister, Reverend Pam, she's not experiencing her wellness today. And you know that she will tomorrow. I just spoke with her on the phone a few minutes ago, and she sounded like Pam. So, you know, she's amazing. So you know how to treat. You know how to treat. Do you know what treatment is? Yes, you do. So know that we're all one, and know that we are all created in the divine image, in the image of the divine, and that we express that every day in our lives. And more often than not, it's expressed as perfect health. And then put those wonderful truths, give great thanks for them, and put them out in the universe. And know that Reverend Pam is already experiencing her wellness. Can you do that for me? Okay. One other thing before I go. I wish I could be up here for an hour because I love the subject of wonder. You have, when you're in your computer right now, you have what is known as a comment section, a comment bar, chat bar, whatever you have. I would like for you now, in that comment section in your computer, to write down the object or the circumstance or the person or the image that you chose in our process earlier. I just want to hear what causes wonder within you today. What's caused it? Curiosity that's been awakened within you. Okay, I think that's just about it for us. We know that we're all great ideas in the mind of God, each and every one of us, and we're expressing ourselves so perfectly, so divinely, that it's a wonder. And so it is. Yay! Do you hear the throngs, everybody? Yeah. Oh, and now it is time for someone who is a wonder to all of us. It's a wonder that he goes out without shoes on, but other than...
It's a lot easier down here than up in Idaho.
You know, we're all mothers and fathers in this room. Put your shoes on, young man, now. This is the wonderful Ryan Kimmery.
Thank you.
Wonder.
People say I'm crazy, doing what I'm doing. They give me all types of warning to save me from ruin. And when I say that I'm okay, well, they look at me kind of strange. Surely you're not happy, boy, you no longer play the game. People say I'm lazy, I'm dreaming my life away. Or they give me all types of advice designed to enlighten me. I tell them that I'm doing fine, watching shadows on the wall. But don't you miss the big time, boy, no longer on the ball. Well, I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. How I love to watch them roll. No longer riding on that merry-go-round, no, I just had to let it go. People asking questions, lost in confusion. Well, I tell them there's no problems, really, only solutions. Well, they shake their heads and they look at me as if I've lost my mind. Tell them there's no hurry, I'm just sitting here spending time. No, well, I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. How I love to watch them roll. No longer riding on that merry-go-round, no, I just had to let it go. Well, I just had to let it go. I just had to let it go. Thank you.
So thank you, Ryan, Buzz, Lynn, everyone who's stepped up while our fearless leader is not with us. Thank you. We now have da-da-da-da, our offertory. So we may not be in person with you, or you may not be here with us, but there are still ways, as we've discussed earlier, that you can give online. And I would like us to know that that divine circulation is what blesses all of us. So join me here, please, and there if you wish. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is, and that's the way it is. All righty. And so we normally would be passing the basket. We're not. There are not enough of us here. And, oh dear, somebody spilled water up here. I don't know who that could have been. So we are going to, oh, somebody just laughed. Now we know who it was. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give a closing prayer and to wrap up this service. And thank you so much for being with us there in Facebook land. So once again, if you would just get into that position where you're open and available to all the good that there is. And today we focused on wonder, the wonder of life itself. And so as I take in those admonitions from Lynn to wonder and to be in gratitude, as I am aware of that, once again, I am just aware that the wonder of life is that all that's here is God. And not only that, but all that I am, all that each and every one of us is God. It is that divine presence, that divine power and intelligence, and it is expressed uniquely and wonderfully in each and every one of us. So this day, going forward, in gratitude and in wonder, I look with new eyes. I look with that sense of wonder that a young child has. I look and I see the beauty, the wonder, the newness of all of it. For this moment is a new moment. Every moment is a new moment. So as I walk in my neighborhood, I wonder at the variety and the size and the kinds of trees. And as I drive on the freeway, I'm grateful and wondering about all those other cars and all those other people. And yes, we live when we choose, when we use our divine power of choice, we live in that world of wonder. So as we leave here today, full of gratitude and joy and delight in the music and delight in the opportunity to come together, I just, in great gratitude, release this prayer, release this treatment, knowing it is done, and each and every person hearing this prayer is living in a state of wonder, here and now. And so it is. And thank you, everyone. And are we going to, yes, we're going to do the peace song. I'm not going to have the microphone in front of my mouth. Thank you very much. Oh, all righty.
Here we go.
All righty.
Come on, Buzzy.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, Ryan. Come on, Watson.
No, Watson doesn't.
Watson doesn't get to. All righty. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth,
the peace that was meant to be with God as creator. Family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with thee.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I know it in my mind, I feel it in my body, I see it in my life, and so it is. Woo!
Thank you.